Good morning. This is Mark Lefebvre from the Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District with your conservation report. And this morning I'd like to talk about something that most people probably don't realize that we do here at the Soil and Water Conservation District, and that is the educational activities that we're involved in. Most people, and probably especially farmers, think that we mainly deal with administering the financial assistance or so-called cost share programs, but sometimes our staff is asked to give presentations in schools, and I'd like to share a story about where I was asked by Albany high school biology teacher, Miss Bone, to talk about nitrogen to her biology classes last week. Her class had just completed a project where they simulated a manure spill or a leak from a manure basin, and the students collected runoff samples in water bottles and gave them different treatments like adding sugar or heating them or adding different kinds of bacteria. Then they noted the changes in the nitrate levels that took place between the different treatments. Ms. Bone asked me to discuss how our office deals with these kinds of situations and how they relate to the real world. So I talked about how we like to do a whole farm conservation planning with farmers to address all the resource concerns on the farm because everything is so interrelated. For example, we don't like to install a grass waterway to fix a gully erosion problem and then not address the rest of the field, like maybe including residue management or mulch till or cover crops to improve the water infiltration and help reduce the soil erosion. This type of conservation planning has always been a goal of our office, but we are trying to do a better job of that in the future, and farmers will be hearing a lot more about this as they continue to work with us to address their resource concerns. Next, I talked about the nutrient management and what we call the 4 R's of nutrient stewardship: the right source of fertilizer or manure at the right rate, at the right time, and in the right place. And following these kinds of best management practices can really help minimize the risk of nutrient runoff and the effects to water quality. Then I finished up the talk by discussing nitrogen and how the students' project related to the nitrogen cycle. We discussed how what we all do on our property affects things downstream in terms of nitrates in groundwater or surface water. And to illustrate this, I used some examples of the nitrate levels in the city of Cold Springs municipal water, the nitrate levels in Des Moines, Iowa's water, and the hypoxic or dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico that's created somewhat by nutrients in the Mississippi River. So whether it's fertilizing our lawns or a cornfield, we all need to do our part to help educate ourselves to make improvements. I was really impressed with these students. They seemed genuinely interested, and they asked some great questions. And I was glad that I was able to help make that link between what they're studying in school that has some application to the real world. So I think we're in good hands as the next generation comes into the workforce to help solve these complex resource concerns. Some other educational activities that we are involved in include several water festivals throughout the year for 4th graders, where they go around and go to different stations and learn about water quality and soil erosion. Also, we have envirothons for high school students, and then some of our staff is involved with other classroom presentations throughout the year. To wrap up, I'd just like to make a few announcements. If farmers are interested in the Conservation Stewardship Program, the sign-up deadline has been moved back to March 13th for the 2015 sign-up. So stop in or give our office a call at 320-251-7800, extension 3 if you're interested in that program. And the next thing is a nutrient management workshop that we are cooperating with the Stearns County Environmental Services Office on. It's going to be held on Thursday, March 12th at the Melrose City Center with registration at 9:30. The agenda looks really good, and a free lunch will be provided along with door prizes. But space is limited to about 50 people, so if you're interested, you need to RSVP the Environmental Services Office, and I have their phone number is 320-656-3613, and you need to reply RSVP by March 5th. For more information on this or other conservation-related topics, you can always visit our website at www.stearnscountyswcd.net. Again, this is Mark Lefebvre from the Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District with your conservation report, and thanks for listening.